Namaste. I would like to welcome you all to the first video that I am doing of possibly a series of videos, depending on how well this goes and how much it's viewed. I would like to start out this first video by talking about how I started walking the spiritual path. 3 years ago, I went through a very troubled time in my life. I was very depressed, very angry, and I looked for an explanation of why the things that were happening to me were occurring. Now, normally I would blame someone else, be angry, play the victim, but I didn't want to do that anymore. I realized that I needed to take ownership of my life. I needed to take responsibility for my actions and the things that were happening to me. So I started reading books about Buddhism and spirituality, and there I found that our lives are what we make of them. The decisions that we make every day will have an impact on our lives. Not tomorrow or the next day, but eventually. So I decided that if I wanted to have a better life and I wanted to be happier, I needed to stop blaming other people for what was going on with me, and I needed to make things better. And it's a very liberating feeling to know that you control your life, you can control your happiness. When you no longer rely on outside sources to make you happy and know that it's up to you, it's like a giant weight is lifted from your shoulders. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I found Buddhism, which is what I consider myself, but I also consider myself very spiritual. I feel and know now that I am not an individual, that I am connected cosmically to every other sentient being that walks this earth. And the energy that I put out there into the universe will come back to me. So the more positive and happy and compassionate and generous I am, the better my life will be. I'm not talking about material things, I'm talking on a spiritual level. You know, our bodies are basically just energy. Every atom in our body is energy. And you can control what kind of energy you put out there. And it's so simplistic, yet so amazing at the same time, that a lot of people don't realize that they have the power. They can make the choice to make the world and their lives better, just by simply changing the way you look at things. Instead of looking at people on the street as strangers, look at them as brothers and sisters. Feel compassion in your heart towards those who suffer. When you broaden your view of the world and you feel compassion towards people who suffer, it makes suffering seem so much less important. You know, there are people out there in the world who are having it really, really rough, and the things that you're going through now, they wish they had it so easy. So I just use all to try to see the world in a different way. Try to look at everybody as equals. You know, it takes more courage to love someone who has hurt you than it is to feel anger towards them. So in closing, I would just like to say that I am glad I found the path. I am enjoying traveling it. I have met some really amazing people along the path that have helped me, and I am just trying to help other people who may not be on the path yet but are looking for it. So in closing, I wish you all blessings and love, and hope that you like the video, and maybe I'll have a reason to make some more. Namaste.